This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning. Hope you had a great weekend and you're ready to go this brand new week. Looking good out there. I'm Bill Bryant.
I'm Rebecca Smith. It was a fabulous weekend. Great weather and good times, right?
And a nice start to the day right now. It's 6:31 on WKYT, and President Obama will visit with families of the slain Dallas police officers tomorrow. That visit follows tense protests in several cities across the country over the weekend.
Lexington firefighter Matt Logston will be laid to rest today. How he's being remembered just ahead.
And it's arguably one of the most popular trends across the country right now, but how do you feel about the new Pokemon Go app? Why some Lexington businesses have banned the popular game? That story this morning.
And if you're not looking at your TV right now, turn and look at your TV. Check out this shot. That is beautiful outside. Live sky camera. You gotta love that. We go through your day mainly dry. Can't rule out a small chance of rain for a few of us. I'm going to show you where I expect those coming up.
And leading our news, President Obama has returned early from his overseas trip to travel to Dallas. Tomorrow, the president will deliver remarks at an interfaith memorial service for the 5 officers who were shot and killed last week. The White House says Obama will meet privately with relatives of the dead officers. More than 160 people are believed to have been arrested during weekend protests in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, where last week a black man was fatally shot by police. At least 30 of those arrests came last night as a few hundred people tried to block the on-ramp of Interstate 110. Police in riot gear moved in there. There have been demonstrations throughout the country protesting the Baton Rouge shooting and the deadly police shooting of a black man near St. Paul, Minnesota. Vice President Joe Biden will be joining the president tomorrow in Dallas, and George W. Bush, the former president, and his wife Laura will also attend. The ex-president will deliver brief remarks as well.
Tonight, some people in Anderson County are holding a prayer service for the Dallas police officers. The group is calling for racial reconciliation. Tonight's service in Lawrenceburg starts at 6:30 at the courthouse. Well, the search continues for a missing Northern Kentucky couple. Robert Jones and Crystal Warner have been missing for more than a week. Police say the couple was last seen in Washington County, where the man accused of killing them is expected to face a judge today. WKYT's Mark Barber is at our live desk with more on the investigation into this.
Good morning, Rebecca. Friends of the missing couple think the answers to this case are locked up in the Marion County Detention Center with Craig Pennington, the accused killer. Robert Jones and Crystal Warner disappeared 8 days ago. Since then, their families have been frantically searching for answers, desperately hoping for a lead that will lead them to their bodies. Witnesses told state police they saw Pennington shoot the couple and then take their bodies. Jones and Warner were checking on a home that were told they were renting to Pennington in Washington County. Dozens of people showed up to search for their bodies in Woodford County yesterday, but they ended up calling off the search because they said it would be like looking for a needle in a haystack. This morning, they are still searching for answers, focusing on the 52-year-old charged with murder.
Trying to find out where this Craig Pennington was originally from, and did he hunt, did he fish, is he familiar with the woods?
Pennington is expected to stand before a judge for the first time in the case this afternoon. From the live desk, Mark Barber, WKYT.
All right, Mark, thank you very much. New this morning, more than 2 months after a man was shot at, police have arrested the accused gunman. Michael Coffey is charged with wanton endangerment. Police say in April he fired several shots at a man outside the Progress Market on North Limestone in Lexington. The victim was not hit, but the bullets damaged the store and a truck that was parked outside. Coffey will be arraigned on the charge this afternoon. A Lexington firefighter who won over the community during his fight against cancer will be laid to rest today.
Matt Logston passed away last week. His funeral is set for today at 1 o'clock at Northeast Christian Church in Louisville. WKYT's Mike Byer joins us live with more on how Logston is being remembered.
Good morning, Rebecca. I'm at Fire Station 8, where Matt Logston was assigned to before losing his battle with cancer. Friends and family will say their final goodbye today. Later today, loved ones will say their final goodbye to the 10-year veteran of the Lexington Fire Department. Logston's funeral will be this afternoon at 1 at Northeast Christian Church in Louisville. After the service, he'll be buried at Calvary Cemetery in Louisville. Many people are expected to pay their final respects as his visitation on Sunday was packed with family, friends, and co-workers. Even though he's gone, Logston didn't leave this world without leaving a giant 2% mark. Senate Bill 195, which Longston helped champion, was signed into law on February 25th of this year. It gives line-of-duty death benefits for firefighters diagnosed with certain types of cancer. His brother-in-law Matt tells us Longston was a fighter till the end and always humble. Live in Lexington, Mike Byer, WKYT.
All right. Well, after a weekend full of sunshine, warm temperatures, and of course a lot of sunshine and just getting out there and enjoying it.
Oh, it was good. A lot of folks were out. You got out and
Maybe you were playing Pokemon Go. You know
there was that, right?
That. Okay, I'm still trying to wrap my mind around that one. A small shower, though, cannot be ruled out here pretty soon.
But meteorologist Micah Harris is here to tell us about a mostly pretty marvelous Monday, huh?
You know, especially the way it starts. Look outside. I mean, this is a really nice start to the day. It looks beautiful outside with the clouds out and around. It's a good start to the day. We will take that. I kind of just want to leave it on this picture as we go through the forecast, but I want to also show you temperatures. 63 degrees there in Danville. That goes for Richmond, Somerset, Science Hill, Fawbush. You go down into Monticello, Powersburg, and those areas down south don't look all that bad this morning. And they feel pretty good too. Prestonsburg, Jackson, West Liberty, work your way into, say, Frenchburg and Menifee County. All looks well for you guys early this morning. Now we get into your afternoon. Morning hours, no problems. Afternoon, that's a bit of a different story off into the evening, because that's where we start to see a chance of rain. It's not a great chance, but it's about a 30% chance of rain, especially south of I-64 in the southern half of our viewing area. That's where we could have a stray couple of rumbles of thunder. So just watch out for that. We're going to go over that. I'm going to show you exactly where I expect that, and also look at your increasing storm forecast coming up in a few minutes.
All right, now we have a story with its fans and its controversy. Right?
Oh man, this is such a weird one, but it's, you know, it's interesting. It's kind of cool that people are getting out there, you know.
Right, yeah.
Just like much of the country, this new game for smartphones, you may know what we're talking about, has quickly become popular in Lexington. Some business owners, though, don't love it.
Right. Pokemon Go is an app that requires users to walk around real-world locations and find creatures to catch on their phone. Several people have been seen walking around the city playing the game at lots of places, but because it runs on GPS and it shows creatures in all different places, users have started causing some problems for Lexington businesses. Managers out at Palmer's in Lexington Green had to put up no Pokemon Go users signs.
We had somebody try to walk in the kitchen. We've had people standing right in front of people eating, and in places that really are making it difficult for us to get through.
Now, Pokemon Go has become the top grossing app on iTunes since its release last week. Despite its popularity, it's drawing some criticism for being labeled as dangerous, and you heard the operator there talking about that. Several users have reported wiping out in a variety of ways while wandering around with their eyes glued to their smart screen there on their phones.
I could say that could be a problem because there's a lot of water over in that area of Lexington Green.
Right.
Yikes. Well, injuries are not the only thing drawing criticism of the new Pokemon Go app. Missouri police say 4 teens robbed victims after luring them to a specific location just outside St. Louis. They used the popular app. Police say the robbers used a beacon on the game to draw in the players. It's unclear if anyone was injured in the robbery, but police say the suspects were arrested shortly after.
So there's that element as well. 6:39 on WKYT this morning. First responders in Harrison County will hold a public forum tonight. They're going to discuss the dangers of swimming near dams with community members. The forum is in response to a string of drownings near the Robinson Dam. The county search and rescue team has had says it's been a hot spot for swimmers. They've been busy despite being a place where numerous people have drowned there. 20 people have drowned near the dam alone since the 70s. The latest being just last month. Tonight's forum, 6:30 at the Cynthiana Christian Church on Main Street.
We have some encouraging news about dozens of horses who were involved in an animal cruelty case. Volunteers and veterinarians treating the horses tell us they are slowly improving. Several weeks ago, rescuers found 43 horses without food at a Mercer County farm. Primarily thoroughbreds, volunteers say the horses have gained an average of 75 to 150 pounds since being rescued. Investigators charged Chuck Burrell with 43 counts of second-degree animal cruelty. His daughter, a famous trainer, Maria Burrell, is wanted on the same charges. She trained the horse that won the last Breeders' Cup Sprint Cup last year. Volunteers tell us it will likely take more than a year for the horses to make a full recovery. The groundbreaking for a new youth facility in Jessamine County is scheduled for this month. Work on a $15 million campus for the Kentucky United Methodist Homes for Children and Youth will start next Monday in Nicholasville. The program has been in Woodford County since the 1930s. The home is for abused, neglected, and abandoned children. The new center will house 20 teenagers, including a school and paddocks for equine therapy.
We'd like to welcome lawmakers from all across the South to Lexington this week. They're in town for the Southern Legislative Conference that is underway. Instead of talking politics and policy over the weekend, though, they took some time to serve the community. Attendees met at Heritage Hall and they packed up meals for God's Pantry Food Bank. Together, they made around 80,000 meals. So some good deeds before they get down to talking about the issues across the South that they will be doing the next several days. Again, hope they enjoy their time in Lexington. We do have a situation, inbound alumni, that we're going to get updated on now with traffic this morning.
Let's get a check of traffic with Officer Don. Hello.
Hey, good morning. Looks like inbound alumni do have a problem. There's prior to the intersection, so be careful as you pass through. Right now, we're okay as far as 75 north and southbound is concerned. Looks like we're good to go through the northern and southern split. And a report of a stalled car that's on Harrodsburg Road just past the circle. That shouldn't be a big issue getting past that. It's over to the right. Continue to try to clean up there on alumni near the circle right now with the lane blocked. And that could cause a backup from Man-O-War about Yellowstone in that area. They're trying to get past that point as we get into rush hour here. As far as our drive times go, we should be okay. No major delays to deal with on the north side of town, so we'll keep you up to date there. Now back to you in the studio.
All right, thank you. Hopefully we'll be able to clear this up pretty quickly. But again, that is Alumni Drive at New Circle this morning. Get the latest traffic and weather information anytime with the WKYT Weather Plus Traffic app. Download that for free in the App or Google Play stores. Hey, it's great to have you with us Monday morning on WKYT. A brand new week off and rolling here in July.
A photo of a dad taking care of his son has become viral. Find out why when WKYT This Morning returns.
It's a beautiful start to the day, and what we're going to be looking at as we go throughout the afternoon, mainly dry conditions, but there is a small chance of rain. It's not for everybody, only for one zone. I'm going to show you what zone I expect that coming up next.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
Looking start to the day, I see no problem whatsoever as you're walking out the door. It's one of those mornings you can roll down the window as you're heading off to work. It's that nice of a feeling of a day. And it looks good too. And those clouds are out and about, a little fog down in the bottom part of your screen just to give that another good looking effect there on Live Sky Camera. Really cool shot there. So if you have any pictures, send them to me on Twitter, Facebook, Micah Harris WX on Twitter, and also Micah Harris WKYT on Facebook. I'd love to show them off for you. 67 degrees now in Lexington, and we're at 63 there in Somerset, and then work your way into Dunnville and also heading off toward Liberty there in Casey County. Danville coming in at 63, Richmond 63, Waco, Berea, all as well, Boonville, Beattyville. Go toward Mount Sterling and also Hope Hill area. Moorhead's at 64. I mean, I could just keep calling out these places, but all of them are really nice this morning, mid-60s. If you're one of those that likes to walk or run, after the news, of course, it's a good-looking day. I mean, the morning hours, I really don't see any problems. Afternoon, here's 2 p.m., and there's just a small chance of rain down south. We just can't rule it out. Heads up for that. The better opportunity to see a passing shower or thunderstorm is going to be the closer you get toward the Kentucky-Tennessee border. That's your best chance. Other than that, Lexington, I'm going to put that at about 5% just because I just can't rule it out. But for the most part, we're going to stay dry for most of us, meaning this. If you didn't want to do it this weekend, just because this weekend your grass still not really growing that much from all the rain, give it another couple of days, you can still do it today. I don't see any problems today except for that far, far southern portion of our viewing area. Maybe a passing storm, but for the most part, we're good. Tuesday into Wednesday, that's a different story. A few storms work on in. I will tell you this, they're hit and miss. Not everybody will see the rain the next couple of days. And it's not like a line moving through. It's not like a piece of energy like we've had over the past month. It's just one of these big shots of energy sliding through here one after another. It's not like that. This is a different type of setup. This is more of your pop-up showers, thunderstorms, as we do have some energy around, but the main front moves through on Thursday or Friday. And I say Thursday or Friday because it's kind of on that verge of Thursday night into Friday morning. So we'll just see as we get a little bit closer when the actual front moves through. But other than that, It does look like we'll be in a wet pattern, mainly wet, not fully wet. So as we go throughout the next few days, guys, this is the day to take advantage of, because the next few just don't look all that good. A few storms here and there as we roll through Tuesday through Friday. Weekend looks pretty good, though. There we go. I don't know if we can beat this past weekend. This past weekend was pretty nice.
Perfect.
Awesome out there, really.
Nice.
Yeah, but our timing's down pat here for these weekends.
That's right.
Sounds good, Micah. Thank you. 6:49 right now.
So a photo of a man curled up on the floor is gone viral for being the best dad ever.
Yeah, his son AJ sleeping soundly in the crib above him when Andre Palmer found out that AJ was in the hospital for severe asthma. He rushed to be with his 1-year-old after working all night. Having nowhere else to sleep, his wife already napping in the chair that was in the room, this awesome dad just passed out right there.
I just woke up and looked and I was like, oh my gosh, that's a perfect photo.
And that it is. The picture posted to Facebook was quick to go viral. People around the world are calling Andre Dad of the Year.
Do anything for your kids, that's for sure.
That's sweet.
Very neat.
All right, good to have you with us on WKYT this morning as we roll towards 6:50, 10 till 7 on your Monday.
We have more news. Stick around with us.
Coming up, disturbing new details about the suspect in the Dallas police ambush. Was he planning an even bigger attack? Plus an in-depth look at how law enforcement uses robots to deal with dangerous situations. More real news coming up on CBS This Morning, next.
6:52 is the time, early on your Monday morning. A final farewell to a fallen Lexington firefighter is just one of the stories making headlines this morning, and Bill is showing us now what's trending on the web.
We're going to be busy updating WKYT.com throughout the day. Matthew Logsdon will be laid to rest today in Louisville. The 10-year veteran of the Lexington Fire Department died last week after losing his battle with cancer. Before his death, he championed Senate Bill 195 in Frankfort. That new state law will give line-of-duty death benefits to firefighters diagnosed with certain types of cancer. We're also staying on top of the search for Robert Jones and Crystal Warner. State police say the Northern Kentucky couple was murdered. Their accused killer is due to be back in court later today. And shaping up to be another steamy, potentially stormy week across the bluegrass, at least here and there. So be sure you download the WKYT Weather Plus Traffic app, and you can stay right up with the First Alert Defender and see what's coming, as well as traffic while you're out there on the go. Rebecca?
Thanks, Bill. President Barack Obama will travel to Dallas tomorrow to deliver remarks at a memorial service for the 5 officers killed during last Thursday's shooting during a police protest over the recent killings of black men. On Sunday, Obama issued a plea for better understanding between police and demonstrators taking part in protests across the country. Hundreds of Black Lives Matter protesters spilled onto a California freeway during a march last night. They didn't stay very long before making their way back into the city streets. There were no reports of violence during the march.
Firefighters in Rockcastle County are trying to figure out this morning what has sparked some car fires. Mount Vernon firefighters say flames damaged a car and an ATV parked outside a home yesterday morning. No one was injured in that. The Chamber of Commerce in one town has broken its own record for the world's longest lobster roll. The old Guinness World Record was 85 feet and 6 inches. But last night that was smashed. With the new roll coming in at 106 feet and 2 inches, it took 85 pounds of lobster, which fed 300 people. Proceeds are going towards scholarships for youth in that region there of Shediac. So it looks like they had a good time. Guitarist Joe Perry has been taken to the hospital after collapsing on stage while performing in New York City. That happened last night while Perry was performing with Johnny Depp and Alice Cooper in his side band, the Hollywood Vampires. The band continued playing after Perry left the stage. A spokesperson says Perry is stable this morning and is resting. Perry, of course, best known for the many years he spent as lead guitarist for Aerosmith.
Lexington Burger Week kicks off today. More than 35 restaurants participating this year. Each restaurant will create a $5 special burger with its own unique twist. Plus, the burgers are actually not part of the regular menu. Last year, 21,000 burgers were sold. With a full list of participating restaurants on our website, WKYT.com.
In the heat of summer, a committee is arranging to host a November stopover in Paducah for a Christmas tree that will be on its way to Washington, D.C. The Paducah Sun reports Paducah will be the only planned stop in Kentucky for the U.S. Capitol Christmas tree, which will originate from the Piatt National Forest in Idaho. Little stop here in the Bluegrass State along the way.
All right, let's check in with Micah right now for weather.
Yeah, and the weather looks good this morning. I mean, anywhere you look, I'm not seeing any problems whatsoever. Temperatures in the mid-60s. It's a nice feel. Humidity still down just a bit. So we'll take that. Now, here's the deal for today. Now, here's the breakdown. If you're trying to get out and about, trying to make some plans later on today, you'll want to turn and look at the screen here, because here's the breakdown. If you go down toward the Cumberland Parkway, Hal Rogers Parkway, and farther south than that, that is your best chance to see a passing shower or thunderstorm. Still relatively small even there at 30%. You get up toward Lexington, Moorhead, the 64 corridor, even Richmond, you're talking about a 10% max chance of rain. So most of us today, guys, stays dry, only a 30% chance of rain, and most of that is going to be in the southern zones. Farther south you go, better likelihood of seeing a passing thunderstorm.
Just here and there situations.
Just here and there.
All right. Hey, nobody's more up to date than you to start your day, because you chose WKYT for your first look at the day.
Have a great one.